What's up, everybody? This is Mario, and I'm back with another episode of Endurify. And just to start off this episode, I want to give a shout out to Norm for giving a 5-star review that was titled Great Boost. And Norm said he loves the short, quick podcast with just enough info to inspire you to push forward to the next level. So just wanted to say thank you and give a shout out to Norm for that, because that's ultimately what this podcast is all about. It's all about how can I help everybody who's listening to this get to that next level. And that next level for you is likely different from the next level for me, but it doesn't matter. It's deeply personal. And this is something that we're all in and striving forward or towards together. So just wanted to start with that. Now, in terms of today's episode, what I want to talk about is, the upcoming Everesting 29029. And so it's such a new type of event and a new endurance hiking event that a lot of people don't know about. And so some people have been asking me about, what does training look like for Everesting? What does training look like for 29029? And so that's what I want to talk about and walk you through today. I'm not going to go through every single workout, but what I want to do is I just want to start with, what does the first week or two look like, and then what does my current training look like for this upcoming week and the following week. And my hope is that you can learn a little bit about kind of the process of training for a big endurance event. And I'm going to try and tie it back to whatever it is that you're going through right now. So, just as a reminder, if you haven't listened to it yet, there's an episode that's titled, Do You Have What It Takes to Everest?, where I describe what this event is. And basically, you have 36 hours to hike up a mountain. And I'm going to be doing it in Stratton, Vermont. Hike up the mountain, take the gondola down, and then repeat that 17 times until I get to 29,029 feet, which is the equivalent of Mount Everest. So, as you can imagine, it's going to be a lot of hiking, pretty consistent, intense, and then, the break with the gondola. So, what does training look like for that? So thankfully, as part of the 29029, as part of signing up for the event, there's a great community, and they have a coach. His name is Brent Peace, and he is like a 10-time Ironman. He's got an amazing story, and they have laid out pretty much everything that you need in terms of training. And so they lay out their training plans in 2-week increments, and it's a 20-week training plan for Everesting. And so in the first 2 weeks of the training plan, where it says 20 weeks to go and 19 weeks to go, I want to walk through what it looks like from Monday through Sunday. And in the first week, there's 2 rest days. One is on Wednesday and the other is on Friday. And so Monday is actually, one other thing that I should probably explain is, it's laid out Monday through Sunday. There's different rest days, but there's also 3 different tiers: tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. And so Everesting gets a lot of different individuals. Some people are like ultra endurance athletes, and some people are, just somebody who's never even done an endurance event before. They just want to challenge themselves. And the thing that I really like about it is that it's not a race, it's just a personal challenge. And so there's going to be people who are going to go in with a goal of summiting or climbing up 1 time or 2 times or 3 times, and they're just as equally celebrated as the person who finishes all 17 ascents. And so tier 1 is for, like I said, athletes that have never really done an endurance event before. Tier 2 is somebody who's, a little bit more comfortable with endurance events, has an endurance background. And tier 3 is kind of that ultra endurance athlete that wants to finish as quickly as possible. So for day 1 on Monday, for tier 1, it's just a 20-minute walk in zone 1. And, just starting with a 20-minute walk. For athletes who are tier 2 and tier 3, it's a 30-minute walk. So it's not, as bad as you might think. Then looking at Tuesday, it's a 20-minute run for tier 1. and there's some hill work, there's some hip exercises, and some mobility exercises. For tier 2 and tier 3, a 40-minute run. Wednesday, as I said, is a rest day. So far you have a 30-minute walk, a 40-minute run, some hill work, hip exercises, and then a rest day. Then Thursday is for tier 1 and tier 2, just a 20-minute run in zone 2. Tier 3, a 30-minute run in zone 2. And then Friday is rest. Saturday, for tier 1 and tier 2, that's a 3-mile run. For tier 3, a 45-minute run. And then Sunday, for tier 1 and tier 2, 30 minutes of cross training. So this is, cross training could be anything from swimming to biking to elliptical to just walking or even just light hiking. Just something that's not as intense on your joints as like running. And then tier 3 is 45 minutes of cross training. So just looking at week 1, even if I were to look at the lowest tier, 20-minute walk then on Monday, 20-minute run on Tuesday. Wednesday is a rest day. Thursday is a 20-minute run. Friday is a rest day. Saturday, a 3-mile run. Sunday, a 30 minutes of cross training. It sounds pretty manageable, right? And so that's kind of the one of the main points that I wanted to share. Whenever, I tell people that I'm signing up for a 50-mile ultra marathon or a 29:29 or a half Ironman or a full Ironman. Everybody just assumes that you run these crazy long distances every single week, but that's not true because you need to build up your base and you need to do that slowly and build up over time. And so for an event that's as intense as this, 20-minute walk, 20-minute run, rest, 20-minute run, rest, 3-mile run, 30 minutes of cross training. It sounds very doable. And then um, just wanted to start with that. And as you kind of build up each week, obviously those times are going to increase. And I'm not going to go over the 19 weeks because it's very similar to 20 weeks. But where I want to go next is I want to share what does the current week of the training plan look like. And we'll just focus on the tier 1 and tier 2 for today. And so Monday is a 45-minute run. Tuesday is a 60-minute run or hike with 5 by 3 minutes of hill work and then a little strength circuit. Wednesday is 45 minutes of cross training or 75 minutes of cross training for tier 2. And then Thursday is a 45-minute run or hike with strength circuit, and tier 2 is 60-minute run or hike with a strength circuit. Then Friday is 1,000 vertical feet um, uh, gain, excuse me. So gaining 1,000 vertical feet. So working on kind of really climbing or hiking. And then Saturday is a 10-mile run or hike. And then Sunday, 45 minutes of cross training for tier 1 and 60 minutes of cross training for zone 2. So just to kind of try and break it down quick, Monday, 45-minute run. Tuesday, 60-minute run or hike with some hill work. Wednesday, 45 minutes to 75 minutes of cross training. Thursday, 45 minutes to 60 minutes run. Friday, gaining 1,000 feet. Saturday, 10-mile run. Sunday, 45 minutes to 60 minutes of cross training. So you can see we're about halfway, and the distances are starting to pick up, but it's really still not something that's maybe too intense for a lot of people. Because if I told you that you would have 10 weeks to build up to a 45-minute run on a Monday, I think you would be able to do that. Same thing with building up to a 60-minute run or 45 minutes of cross training or 60 minutes of cross training. And just wanted to kind of share that because a big thing with endurance is the key to success with any endurance event is having a good plan and being consistent with it. And I think you can see from week 1, which was 10 weeks ago, to where we're at now with week 10, there's a steady incline that I didn't exactly go through, but I just wanted to share where you start and kind of where I'm at currently. And so, my goal with this episode is just to kind of share a little bit around what does it take to be successful in an event like this. And I hope that after you heard that week one, you start to think, hey, that's achievable. That's something that I think that I can do. And so as I bring it back to you, I think a couple days ago I asked you, what's your big challenge that you're taking on right now? And I want to, come back to that and just ask you if you've done kind of the homework, if you've taken the challenge, if you actually have something that you're taking on. And if you do, the next question is, do you have a plan? Do you have a plan that's going to week by week, day by day, lay out what you need to do? And if you do, that's great. I would love to see it. If you want me to review it, you can send it to me 608-770-3437. I'll take a look at it, review it, and tell you what I think. But if you have signed up for a challenge, but you don't have a plan, a step-by-step path to help you be successful, then that's where I can come in. And you can send me a text, 608-770-3437, and we can get you set up with that. And so that is what I have for today. I hope that helps. And if you found any sort of value from this episode, go ahead and leave me a 5-star review. I would appreciate that so much. And it helps kind of spread this message of becoming your best through endurance, which is something that I deeply believe in. And I think a lot of people need to hear this message. And so that's what I have for today. I'll talk to y'all later.